Okay, and we are back. Hello, hello. We were talking zombie piglin farms and preparing to go out of peaceful. And even that's probably only temporary, but I mean, honestly, I'd want to play away from my main base if I'm going to go out of peaceful, or at least like really secure my stuff, because ideally you'll have enough light level around everything valuable and anything close to anything valuable. Which already, as I say that, I would have to move all my chests of like my ores and my diamonds and emeralds like inside. They're just sitting out in the open, like in my main area, because it's not meant for that. Like it's designed. It's a base designed for peaceful mode. So, but I'm already, as I say that, I think I'm going to take it out of peaceful and go to that fortress place and set up a fortress on the top of that mountain. Maybe even do a fortress here. I don't know. Oh, I got to do it because I need a lot of rails, a lot of them. Like I mean, we're already doing pretty good. Like we've connected quite a bit. Ooh, and a twofer. We get the pedals too. Oh, we already have a stack of pedals. Doesn't matter. And I was about to say at some point. Okay, 44. We don't have to worry about it. But it's a sad day when I have so much iron. I have to do a second stack, and I would too. I'd throw away the chiseled or the cut sandstone. Oh, we gotta go over this way a little bit. So, oh, and yeah, I meant, sorry, I meant to talk last episode about the whole shorts that I did. 'Cause it's really, I started to talk about it, and see, that's exactly the problem, is I get distracted, so I'll start having a really good idea, or at least I think it's a good idea, like the religion idea. I didn't mean for it to say, like, religion is bad in any way in that sense, like, we need to get rid of it, but we definitely need to update it and make some communication about it to everyone. So now that we have all this technology, we have translation tools, we have people learning how to speak other languages. Like I said, my roommates in college were Saudis. They spoke excellent English. And they had to learn that in a matter of a few, like, I think it was like a couple of years that they did like the English part of the school. And then they did like some of their education. And I could be butchering that actually. I'd have to ask them now that I think about it. But like they did some time in the English program before they actually started going to classes. And then like they did have a fund for tutoring and stuff. So like they could have people help them learn and whatnot. But yeah, we're just getting really high up here. Wow, that is. Ooh, and then there's water out of that one, which water is really good because like right there, if I was trying to climb that one, you could just swim up it. I mean, it's a water bridge. I've been watching these funny. Oh, right here. Or you could do, as long as you hit it, you're safe. But like here, even, I mean, it's slow, mind you. And every time you go over a bump, it has to like do that. But wait, is it raining? Or is that just because it's near the water? See, look, I think that's spray off of the waterfall. So if water is falling off a certain way, oh, that is cool. Because it looks like rain. Anyways, sorry, and the little things like that. And Minecraft could be changing things all the time. And I know they put out documentation of everything they change, but if I had a nickel for every time I did not read the documentation, or the instructions for that matter, like, and they try to teach you that in school, like, or at least they tried with me, and like, you hear the stories about how some teachers, let's do, they'll give you a test and like the instructions will say like it'll have a lot of instructions and then the very last instruction will be like just put your name on the test and set your pencil down and that was it and like and while everyone else like if they didn't read the instructions all the way through and it was an interesting lesson in like reading the lessons, reading the documentation, asking for directions, which I mean, it's kind of a joke that men in America won't ask for directions no matter what. Like, we just hate doing it. And it's true. It's so true. And I feel like it's not just America. I feel like all men hate to admit, oh, what? That is so cool, but that is very complicated because now, oh, I gotta be careful not to hit the dog. That was, it's cool, but annoying. Like when I hop out, I don't know, I say that, but that actual mechanic, I'm kind of glad that it's like that because if you're trying to transport animals, I mean, you've got the lead, of course, and again, I think pretty sure Waddles does this. Like he transports foxes from one place way far away all the way back to his base. So he has to take them through the Nether and on leads, and I don't think they're really all that helpful when it comes to transport. But ugh. Okay. And see the dog's even doing better than us. Okay. Come on. I'm also trying to like watch those little blue dots like as soon as they disappear. And I don't even know what to do with this weird shape. Like, I mean, it's getting easier because we're way high up. But, oh yeah, now we can definitely clear it. Can even go over here. Yeah, that's fine. And now, this way. All just to make sure we have it all perfectly, or at least close enough, discovered. Because if a couple of blue dots happen, sure, but uh, it's such an annoying feeling. Like you're out here doing this stuff, oof, and then you get back and you're like, ah, I could have done it better. So, because it's not something you can easily turn around and go do again. I mean, it is a very lengthy process. Also, I'm trying to map out. Uh, then I'm gonna have to turn around and go all the way up. uh, okay, whatever. We're down here now, so might as well. But anyways, and I love it when you run because then it's like there's that plant monster just like running around with roses for eyes. It looks pretty cool. It's like an elemental, like a rose bush elemental. But and again, I'm pretty sure that was one of the free packs, like the Bloom Festival or something. Because I have a bunch of, it has like a bunch of gardeners and such. Or who knows? Maybe because I mean, I gave both my kiddos some money to buy things on this account, so like maybe she bought the Bloom pack. But I mean, like I'm always aware of what money is being put on this thing and by whom. So and the kids know too. Like we've made it very clear that not only will they get in trouble if they do, I can see if they do, and I've even shown them. I was just like, hey, but I don't show them too much because it's like next thing. Well, I also don't let them touch my phone too, and I have the PlayStation app, so all of my purchases, and then Minecraft. Like I've got my Minecraft account, so I'm pretty sure I get double alerted whenever anything happens with Minecraft. But even if not, I do have controls, and then my bank stuff too. I regularly check that, so it's like, but if they don't know it, then they might be inclined to think, plus they don't know. Like, think back when you were a kid. Like, did you ever think about how much money your parents had? Like, you know, and stealing, like, until it happens to you, it's kind of hard to, and that happened to me when I was a kid. Actually, another one of my best friends at the time, I found out he was stealing from me. And, oh, and it was bad. Like, well, not the stealing. Like, the stealing itself, like, he stole a few very rare Lego pieces, like the knights and stuff. And like, I don't know, we won't get into that really, but I learned what it felt like to be on the receiving end of something. I thought I was losing my mind. Like, actually, no, yeah, let's talk about that. So, I thought that I was losing my mind because I was looking for my favorite pieces, like my favorite Legos. And mind you, my family was pretty poor, so I only had like one or two of the night helmet. I don't remember exactly now, but at the time I definitely knew. Like I didn't write it down or anything, but like I knew how much I had of each of those pieces, like the special types of armor, the chest plates, the helmets that would move up, everything. And I thought it was lost because I couldn't find it. And it's like a whole action figure. So, and I'm almost thinking like my friend didn't think that I would notice, and maybe that was because of his own blind spots because he grew up pretty wealthy, but he also had a lot of sisters. So now a brother too. Like, I want to say like six. No, it's one, two, three, four. Okay, so not that bad. Four siblings, maybe a fifth one in there too. Actually, hold on. No, I think it's just four. Anyways, my point being is a wealthy family that had more to provide, so then they had more kids, and I totally get that. Like, I mean, myself, like I would like more kids. I've got two. I can barely afford them and myself, so I'm good. I don't want any more. At least not for now. I might reevaluate, and I mean, I don't know. I might reevaluate one day, but like as far as now, granted, I'm getting older, so I don't know. But or maybe what I'll do is like I want to get into like helping out with like not full on adoption stuff, but helping in ways that make it to where the people that do stuff like that have a better time and also do a better job too. Because you hear these horror stories about like foster homes and how like a lot of people will just adopt kids for the money, and that is true. You do get a certain amount of money from the government for adopting kids, which is meant to be spent on the kids. Like, you're supposed to, especially for parents that, because like when you have kids like you're in it, you're dedicated. You can't just change your mind. But with like an adoption, and that's what really stinks with foster kids. And it's really hard on the kids too, because then it's like, oh, they didn't love me, they didn't want me, and then it's like you're like that am. Oh, even thinking about that, it just breaks my heart. But because then I think like, what if something ever happened to me or my co-parent, and then my kids, because we're not no Bruce Wayne. Like, you know, Bruce Wayne's parents got shot, but he had a mansion and like all the money in the world. Like, granted, that doesn't replace a lost family member, but like as far as the scale of how possible it is to live afterwards, like survive, let alone thrive. And really, we're in a day and age where we're focused on thriving. We're no longer focused on surviving. Like, granted, yes, it is a concern and always should be and will be, but not as big is what I mean. Like you think about the cave days, cave people days. Sorry, trying not to say caveman, because it's just it annoys me so much. Now that I see it, it's like every time policemen, congressmen, like actor, like all of these things. It's like, no, women were never supposed to do that. Just like blacks weren't supposed to drink out of the whites only, drinking fountain. Like just these absurdities that we had in our country. Ugh, are very dark days, and I do apologize to the global community on behalf of, our history. Like there's a lot of ugly things in a lot of our histories, and that's human history. That's not just American history. Like granted, America messed up royally, like in a short time period. I mean, this country is just bathed in blood from its inception to currently. Like we just now finally finished a 20-year occupation, and we're getting mad about Russia occupying Ukraine for like a year, going on about a year and a half now. Granted, I'm not saying it's nothing like to really be concerned about. It is. And I'm really worried about. Ugh, sorry, something that hit home is I was reading some stuff from one of the Chinese government officials that I follow on the Twitters. Because I like to keep tabs, and I like to try to talk to them and try to help out. Hopefully, I'm not hurting. But, anyways, no, it's just like they posted something about how China was sending aid and relief to Ukraine, and then America is sending weapons. Like, yes, I understand that they're kind of like they need to fight, they need to defend themselves. But like, if you were to just tell me, be like, oh hey, someone needs help, like, or a kid's getting beat up by a bully, do you give that kid a rock or do you give that kid like, or I don't know what the equivalent in that example would be. So it's not the best example, but like, and it basically is what it is. Like Russia didn't agree with an election. We all know about election disagreements. And like, I mean, we're dealing with our own, and it's been proven in many courts of law. Like, and this isn't like it just got thrown out because like a lot of the Trump stuff was simply thrown out because they didn't want to persecute or prosecute or both. Sorry, persecute or prosecute a president. But then you think about it, Nixon tried to cheat. I don't even remember what Nixon did. The Watergate scandal was like something like he phone tapped his political opponents. Like, really? I mean, I get it. That's wrong, and that should be punished. But like, and now we've got, ugh. Well, not just. Nah, sorry. That's why I like this one YouTube series because it actually rips on both Democrats and Republicans. It's a Minecraft thing. It's pretty vulgar, so even the stuff that I have, I try not to swear. Ooh, a mine shaft. I mean, these are rails, so we're gonna take them. But we got to be careful because every time I do this, every time, but these are designed to make you get lost. So here we go. Anyways, the reason I say this is because it's like Obama, Trump, and Biden, and they're playing Minecraft, and it's got like these voice changers to where like somebody's talking and saying these things, and it sounds like them saying it. So, wait, was this? Yeah, I was gonna say they're very. Oop. See, it's just so strange. Like, why? Just to get you turned around. Like they have three rails or three sets of areas. I mean, only two had rails, but like three hallways coming out this way. Like, how many parallel tracks do you need? Ooh. So, but anyways, it's really funny because yeah, the criticisms with Obama is he bombed a lot of countries, and he did. I mean, he was a business as usual president, kind of like Joe Biden, where they call it bipartisan, but really a lot of our industry is war and death and stuff like that. So I hate to say it. I mean, I'm glad to see like it's kind of fading, but at the same time, I understand it because you can't just change a bunch of things overnight. And this is where a spider spawner is, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, if you go down there, there's probably a spider spawner. Um, anyways, but yeah, that's how a lot of people make their money. And same with all these other things that I keep talking about that we should try to like, I mean, not overnight dismantle, like money markets, stuff like that. Like we don't need a lot of that stuff now. Now that we have technology. I mean, people that handled money, people that did, oh geez, now what do we got to get rid of? I thought I had another, but we traded that for the pink petals. Uh, I'm such a hoarder. Um, Sharpness 1 is good. Sharpness 2 is good. This is okay. I'm gonna try to fill that one up first, because then let's see. But anyways, it's just really funny because Obama bombed a bunch of countries, and he did that because the more bombs we drop, the more we have to produce. The more we have to produce, the more we buy, we sell, all of that. It's the economy. So, I mean, not saying I approve of it. In fact, I'm quite against it. However, I mean, I'm also worried about being invaded if we were to go too lax because we're people. And so America is just like the great experiment. Like everything about it, it's, we got to see with all of this like excessive amount of resources what people do with it. It's like seeing someone win the lottery, like, jet skis and, adult video stars and all this and like wild parties, and then it's all gone. Or, or they end up being really creative. They make a bunch of adult videos and have a career, or they discover some idea and they like invent something or whatever. I don't know. That's kind of rambling, but like, um, just I was trying to relate it to someone and it didn't work out. Never mind. Disregard that last thing. But America is like if you just gave a bunch of resources. Like that's the thing that I think like I don't know. I was just watching this thing about Africa and it was really well done. It was this ad for the German King, which is supposed to be this mini series about really cool. I mean, they were looking for investors, and you have to give your social security number to invest. And I'm not about that life, so I would never give out my social security number. That's just one thing. It's like, birthday, okay. And I've actually lied about my birthday several times. Not the year, just the day and sometimes the month. So it's like it could be real, it could be fake. But then it's easier for people to track too because all they would have to do is find out which social media I use that number on, and then that gives them a little bit more evidence if they're trying to find the perpetrator that tried to figure out, because I'm not gonna do this. Like, I mean, I could, and that's the other thing is like I'd like to develop some little homemade tools, like software tools and stuff to do things just like that, but who's got the time? I might actually eventually, but for now. And yeah, computers are really cool because depending on what you're feeding into them, like you can keep track of so much. But anyways, uh, but again, that goes back to with technology, we can get rid of a lot of jobs, a lot of careers. Now, hold on a sec. We need to still have those people, be able to have happy lives and not have to go too crazy with training and education. So here's another thing too. So CSU just started a fermentation science. Not just, I think about over 10 years ago actually. But anyways, for beer, for alcohol. And that is, in my opinion, one of, well, it's a bad move, but it's good business wise because that is an industry that's gonna always be around, I feel like. Unfortunately. And Family Guy had it right. They had that episode where it was Ireland and like it was like this space age Jetsons thing with flying cars and all this fancy stuff and a bunch of these Irish scientists were standing around in this like laboratory and they were talking about something and then one scientist runs in, he's like, "Hey, check out what Jacob's made in his basement. It's a new type of beverage." And it was whiskey. like, and then they drink it, and then they start fighting, and then one guy starts taking off his clothes, and like, there's all this stuff, and it just shows like where we could be without alcohol, and then where we are, and it's like, but at the same time, how do you unstick? Ooh, is this yet another? Ooh, I think it is. All right. So, but that's the thing. It's like you can't just take alcohol away overnight. We saw what that happened. Prohibition. So we had prohibition and that's the other thing too. Like you think about like bootleggers and well, bootleggers ran illegal alcohol deals in or they dealt alcohol basically in prohibition times. Now, and it's funny because the way Trump operates, like a lot of people joke about him being a mobster. And that's what the mob was formed for. The mafia was for the black market of alcohol, specifically alcohol. Like, yeah, crime erupted because there was a structure for it. There was a need to fill. And so I don't know, but anyways, that's digress. But and it's baked into our main religion here, not our only religion, of course. Like we have all the religions in the melting pot that is America, but and we get taught that too, that our nickname is the melting pot. That's how we think of it when we're kids. We're like, it's inclusive, and it's in our comic books too. Like, I remember this one. It was like Superman saying, we're all people, or we're all Americans. Like, and all these different things. But then you could even go further. It's like we're all Earthlings. But then saying it that way, it's kind of silly, because then we think, oh, like, he's an alien and he's talking all weird. Like, why are you talking all weird? Just say people, I guess. Humans and Earthlings. They both sound like you're not a human or Earthling if you say it like that. Ooh. And see, look, that like looks like it would be a gigantic fortress itself, but that's just a different variation of naturally occurring stone, like sandstone. Oh wait, that is sandstone. Yeah, sorry, I was thinking in terms of like real geology, real life geology, where you start getting sedimentary rocks a lot because over time, pressure and heat not as much to be metamorphic or confuses that, but all the pressure and heat of everything above it too. They just start compacting it and compacting it over time, making it into like kind of weak, flaky rocks. And metamorphic are like heated, like a lot. Well, and see, that's the other thing too. I'll bet you there could be entire gradients of all three types because there's metamorphic, sedimentary, and igneous. Now, igneous is like right around like the rapid temperature changes of magma and lava. And magma is lava that's in the earth, and lava is magma that comes out of the earth. So, wait. I saw that, but I went back to go do that. Or was this even the one? Let's go check it out, make sure that we have explored it because I feel like if the map is explored and we're seeing this, it should have been. Also, I still need to go back and get rid of that last one, that last patch of undiscovered area, because that's close to where our portal is. And then once we have this map fully discovered, then bada bing, we can put it up on the wall and actually have a green dot. And then this place is discovered. Oh, well, looky there. It was not. All right, sweet. Let's do some archaeology. Actually, probably a good idea that we're heading back soon. This brush is about broken. It's halfway. We were really rough on it. Although I wish there was more sand. And I'm going to kick myself if there is, really. Because I feel like we've torn apart 2 temples now. Trying to see if there's other sand. But really, it's not. It's like you find the temple, you have a couple features of the temple. You still have this, which we might still go in. But really, I'm more concerned about this. I don't know, maybe they'll have like yet another saddle. Because saddles are probably like the rarest thing. Because you can't craft them. You have to find them in places. And they're really useful for what they do. I mean, you can tame camels and horses, but yeah. But I'm thinking about setting up a barn. Like, that's usually what I do. I was going to say, I see it's an emerald. I should, but maybe not actually do it. Because I think you only get the damage on your tool if it finishes the task that you were trying to do. Like, when you're mining things. Oh, that's right. We got to do top down. Lest we break it. We can go here, too. Okay. Anyways. I forgot what we were even talking about, but I do know I have a couple of errands and chores I need to do, so... but I do like the idea of going out of peaceful, especially to just hang out at my home base, so maybe that's what we'll do. Still today. It's like dinner time. But I have a couple of things I need to do, get the house ready and whatnot, while the kids are off at their other house, so... And that's the thing too. So that is something like I find kind of reassuring. Is like we are getting more towards the New World Order's idea of a less nuclear family, which is kind of bittersweet, but also it's nice because you find so many of these stories about how like families are broken or what have you. So. But then there's all these stories. It's like defragging a hard drive. So the concept of defragging a hard drive is as you save and delete programs, or let's just focus on as you save programs in your computer's memory, your computer will find a block that's big enough and just put it there. You know, depending on how smart, quote unquote, smart your how quote unquote smart your computer is, it might actually put it to where you don't have to defrag all the time. But ooh, I almost fell down there. But then, the better the operating system, the better it's going to find efficient use of the space. And that's another reason why, even though, like, even if our technology didn't get bigger, like, say, the processing power or, you know, what have you, like, it's still getting better because we're being more efficient with what we do have. So, let's see. Oops. Oh, and the TNT. I forgot the TNT in the other place, but that's okay. I mean, let's see. We'll definitely get all this. Oh yeah, and then I used some bones, which were already back. Spider eyes, again, not a big thing, because once we go out of peaceful, we're going to get tons of that stuff. Ooh, saddles. Like I said, I will trade paper for saddle. And paper, that was like the next one to go. I was like almost ready to get rid of that, because... Oh. Dune armor... Oh, wait. So maybe that's the only one you find in desert temples, because I've now found 4 of them. I want to say even more, maybe. I don't know. But at least 4. Okay. Oh, yeah. Take the gold. Fortune. Yeah. Well, what can I do? Ooh. Actually, you know what? So this... Wait, can I do that without a crafting table? No, I cannot. Dang it. And I got rid of the rest of my wood. I was going to say, yeah, I'll leave the block of gold there. That's fine. This is actually 4 blocks of gold because you divide it by 9. Takes 9 ingots, I believe. 9 ingots to make a block. Oh, there's the alarm. So, anyways, yeah, we'll go ahead and finish up this. Yeah, we got everything. Oh, let's finish that thought, though, first. Sorry. So, and we also didn't even talk about the religion thing, but honestly, anyone who's watched enough of these musings knows that I support all religions. I mean, well, I support people's freedom to figure things out for themselves, and I have the confidence that if they are presented with enough information, they will make very similar decisions to me because they are people and I am people. Like that's the biggest thing that people need to figure out, like, and certain people too, specifically like half of our country. I mean, that is more worried about greed and keeping the comfortable lifestyles of a certain elite, which is very true, and it's ridiculous. And again, people. Like, this isn't some alien species that are buying all these mega yachts and stuff while people are starving and, there's people out there that don't have Minecraft. Like, that alarms me. That bothers me. And I'm going to fix it. One person at a time. Um, because I do that kind of thing, too. I mean, it's not the best financial decisions, but anyway, sorry, the nuclear family, and then we'll be done with this episode. Sorry. Um, it is great if you can make it work, but so much friction is caused by the stress of maintaining that family, staying in relationships that might be toxic, and remember that could be even temporary too. Like if someone's a womanizer or an abuser, they can change. They can change their ways. Like we have to believe that people can fix their behaviors. Um, Otherwise, it should just be death penalty, which I don't condone. I'm just saying, like, you know. But if we're truly trying to fix people, there are ways to do it. Even if we now maybe hack their brain with mushrooms. Just kidding, but that is a very serious thing. Like, I mean, we are studying it here in Colorado to see just how much we can change people for the better. I mean, clinical things for 2 years. Um, Anyways, yeah, the family thing though, we have so many kids that are up for adoption with, parents that pass away or abandoned or whatever the situation may be. Like, I don't even know the statistic. I'd have to look it up, but even one child in a foster system is concerning. In orphanages, like I had a friend, you know, super MAGA Trump supporter buddy, his brother ran an orphanage in Peru, and it was just awesome. And just one more reason that even if a Republican and I get into an argument, all I gotta do is remember like that best friend, because I've had like several best friends now, um, is people, good people too. So, and I don't know, a lot of people don't have that reality check as often as they need. But at the same time, we gotta fix our government. Like we gotta untangle some cords. All right, let's see what he has, and then okay. All right. Well, until next time, ta ta for now.